this is totally not Danzig, and you're listening to the Shred Shack.
Greetings, folks. I'm Dan Mack.
And this is Chris Mack.
Welcoming you to episode 117 of the Shred Shack Podcast, your premier source of news and uninformed yet heavily biased opinions pertaining to all things heavy metal. Airing bi-weekly on iTunes, Mixcloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play, as well as on YouTube at youtube.com/The Shred Shack and youtube.com/AdamantTemplum. Let's get started with some old business. I never had that button ready.
Never.
Old business is old business, and new business is new business.
But I recovered quickly, even though we have no old business. So let's.
And this is new business, and we do not discuss new business until next quarter.
Raul Julia cut you off.
I cut myself off.
He was like, "Yo, fuck this guy."
And with new business, we start talking about new album releases, and you don't have anything written here.
I do not have anything written. However, of course, I do have the new album by Tool.
Oh, yes.
Fear Inoculum. All right, so let's get the negative stuff out of the way. First off,
I thought the silence meant it was
no. First off, the guys, Tool has not really strayed from their formula as of late. Mm-hmm. Of course, this is their first album in 13 years. And when you listen to it, you wonder why it took 13 years to record it, because it sounds very similar to 10,000 Days. Like almost like Leftovers. Like the sound is very similar. The songs are very kind of like structured the same way. Even casual fans of Tool compared it to Schism, because there's a lot of heavily delayed riffs that remind them of like the bridge of Schism, which is all true. But with that being said, it's a good album. It's a really good album. Mm-hmm. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but Tool have found a niche. They stuck to it, and they fucking kill it. Similar to Latter Day Iron Maiden, where every album kind of has the same feel, same vibe. This is no different, and it's good. It's really fucking good. I've had to listen to it a couple times to really get into it, but on my subsequent listens, it gets better and better every time. I find myself finding more things about it that I like. I really am drawn to the music aspect of it. Each song, with the exception of the 5-minute drum solo, is over 10 minutes long, so that appeals to the prog nature of my listening. They're meticulously crafted, they sound incredible, and honest to God, any aspiring drummer listens to this album might just quit drumming after listening to Danny Carey go absolutely batshit crazy on it. The bass sound is amazing. It's just, the rhythm section of this band is fantastic. Adam Jones, the guitarist, is doing pretty much, it's like a culmination of everything he's ever done in Tool in one record. It's a good record. It really is. Again, nothing groundbreaking, but they found a formula, they stick to it, and they fucking kill it. Mm-hmm. So.
Now, I don't have anything full new to talk about, because I only listened to 2 songs from it, but the new Sonata Arctica came out.
Yes, that's right.
Came out today.
Oh, okay.
And I listened to the first 2 tracks, and I was impressed.
Oh, really?
I was enjoying it.
Good.
I have to listen to the rest of it, but it's a pretty good album so far.
Sweet.
So, I mean, I know that they've been evolving since the early days, but they still kind of stick towards that power metalish side. And the first 2 tracks are no different. So I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of it. What else have we been listening to this week, or these past 2 weeks?
What did we leave off with?
What did we leave off with?
I want to say that the last time we recorded, was that the 16th?
Probably.
Of August?
Probably.
Something like that, right? I don't remember at all. Did we listen to Tarot last time?
We mentioned Tarot.
Okay, all right. So then we'll probably pick up with Urias. Was that the band you picked?
Yes.
Urias, The Naked Truth. And that day I listened to Within Temptation, their newest album, Resist. All right. Then we had a nice double dose of Adrenaline Mob on your end, Omerta, and Men of Honor. While I was listening to some Children of Bodom, their newest album, Hexed, and Waking the Fallen by Avenged Sevenfold.
Right on.
Crowbar, The Serpent Only Lies. One of our top threes the year it came out. Mm-hmm. And you were listening to some 3 Inches of Blood, Advance and Vanquish.
Yeah, Deadly Sinners.
Deadly Sinners. All right, we followed that up with some Seven Spires, Salvig, and I listened to Van Halst, self-titled. All right, Mudvayne, Lost and Found was next, followed by Sepultura, Machine Messiah.
That was a good album. That was
a more recent one, right?
That was the last album.
The latest one?
Yeah, and that was a surprisingly good album.
I really, I think the only thing that hasn't drawn me to their the latter day stuff is the vocalist. I haven't fully gotten into that. All right. We're gonna next up was Kylsa. I want to stick with that. Ultraviolet, and then Sentence, the Funeral album.
Oh man, I fucking love that album.
All right, we had another double dose here, catching up from the long holiday weekend. Blind Guardian, A Night at the Opera, Tool, Fear Inoculum, King Diamond, Abigail, and Queen, Sheer Heart Attack. Was that on vinyl or CD?
That was CD.
Oh.
Actually, it was iPod. So
Oh.
I haven't played the vinyl yet. So
okay. Next up we have Biohazard. I don't remember the title of the record.
State of the World Address.
Right on. And Carnival, Asymmetry. And then wrapping it up yesterday is the Night Flight Orchestra, Amber Galactic, and Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
That was because I'm so used to hearing all the radio songs, and I was like, I want to hear the ones that don't get played very often. I want to hear Night Train.
I was going to say Night Train.
Mr. Brownstone,
Yes.
Rocket Queen.
Yes.
The
better tracks, the best tracks.
Yeah, the tracks that don't get played very often or at all.
My Michelle. Love that fucking song.
Yeah. I forgot about that song. But those are, they get less love, but they deserve
far more.
Yeah. So, Appetite for Destruction.
I was just surprised when that came up.
Yeah.
Awesome though.
But it is a good album. So. All right, so it looks like we don't have any obituaries for this week, thankfully.
Nope.
But we do have a bit of cancer news.
Yes. We've reported on this before. This is the first update I've seen in a while, but Striper guitarist Oz Fox will likely have to undergo several medical procedures to shrink the tumors that were discovered after his onstage seizure more than a year ago. Now, I have a little bit more details here in the actual article. All this information is coming from his wife. There is a tumor behind his ear that's grown from 2 by 1.5 centimeters to 2.5 by 2. Mm-hmm. They're saying that they recommended radiation the doctors recommended radiation as soon as possible because if the tumor grows to 3 centimeters, it will no longer be able to be treated with radiation. And if the tumor grows beyond those 3 centimeters, an operation to remove it will cause facial palsy, which will part of his face will droop, and it will be a tough and risky procedure to recover from. The radiation side effects will give Oz permanent hearing loss completely in one ear and possibly facial palsy. There is also a tiny risk the tumor will grow from radiation. But if the tumor isn't dealt with, it will continue to grow and cause hearing loss, balance, vision, and spinal problems. That's just the one behind his ear. There is a tumor at the back of his brain that has grown significantly from 27 by 30 millimeters to 35 by 33 millimeters. Huge, in like I guess in terms of cancer tumors. That tumor is in the area where left side of his arm, hands, and body operate. The risk to remove it will affect the upper left motor function and potential ability to recognize faces and objects. This tumor cannot be treated by radiation alone. Like the first one, Oz will first undergo a biopsy to find out what kind of tumor it is. If surgery looks like the only option, Oz will then undergo a combination of chemotherapy and radiation to stop the growth.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, good luck to him.
Yeah, for real. I mean, this has been going on for over a year now.
Yeah.
Since he collapsed on stage at that one show. So this is, man, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right. Let's go on to some general news.
All right, general news. Glenn Danzig, Veronica, will see its Northwestern U.S. theatrical premiere on Tuesday, September 10th at 9 p.m. at San Francisco's historic Castro Theater. Shudder, which I believe is a movie website, called Veronica a, quote, total roller coaster ride of emotions through anticipation to glee to disgust to sympathy to fascination. While Horror.com's Jacob Davidson said, this is a film destined for cult attraction. Tastemaker Pat O'Sullivan from Daily Grindhouse wrote, Veronica is the best horror movie I've seen in theaters this year. As AV Club's headline screamed, the instant midnight masterpiece that is Danzig's Veronica.
Wow, that sounds surprisingly positive.
Yeah, I think if you take, like, this movie is the horror version of The Room as a positive.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that, and I was like, okay.
Well, speaking of, movies that haven't been doing well, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the new Fred Durst-directed movie, The Fanatic, flopped spectacularly in theaters this weekend. Spectacularly. On Friday, the film grossed a mere $3,153 from 52 theaters scattered across the U.S. for a location average of roughly $60. In a handful of theaters, it grossed $10 or less. The highest gross was $736 at the Arena Cine Lounge in Hollywood. The Fanatic stars John Travolta as an obsessed fan named Moose, who stalks an action movie star. The movie was previously described as having the feeling of an independent thriller film, with Travolta's unassuming dangerous stalker reminiscent of Robin Williams' transformative performance in 1 Hour Photo.
Which is a movie that I heard it was really good and I have to see.
Yes, I heard that was actually quite good.
Yeah. Not the Fred Durst movie, the other one.
Yes. Yeah, the Robin Williams movie.
Yeah.
Because, Robin Williams was the shit.
Yes.
But yeah. Back-to-back shitstorm movies. Shitstorm. All right. Sabaton has been forced to cancel their concert in Poland on Saturday, September 1st. Well, they were, because this is now the 6th. As a result of injuries sustained in a, quote, serious traffic incident earlier that week. The band announced the cancellation in a post on its website. The five-piece wrote 2 days ago in Tanzania. Tanzania? Shit.
Tunisia.
Okay. We were involved in a serious traffic incident upon our return from a video shoot in the Sahara Desert. We are all broken, badly beaten, bleeding, and stitched up, but happy to be alive and confident that we will be fully recovered over time. However, after consulting with medical expertise and evaluating all our injuries, we are sure that we cannot do the scheduled concert in Poland today without risk of consequential injuries. We will be back with full force in October for the North American tour, and will return to Poland as soon as possible.
Yeah, I saw the picture of the car.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was ugly.
It was ugly, and there was no details about what the accident actually was. So yeah. Hopefully it wasn't,
they hit a camel.
drunken negligence on their part.
Yeah. They had a camel.
According to the Edmonton Journal, members of Iron Maiden and their crew took part in a game Thursday, whenever this day was, against the Canadian professional soccer club FC Edmonton, based in Edmonton, Alberta. The British heavy metal band was in town to perform at Rogers Place Friday, and the group's management decided to reach out to the local team to put together a friendly match. Maiden's team consists of the band's bassist Steve Harris, his son, and tour support staff, while the FC Edmonton side was made up of members of the youth squad, team employees, and a few lucky fans.
Right on.
Maiden apparently won.
Well, Steve Harris.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the picture of him playing. He had a serious mug on his face. Like, this wasn't just friendly. This was serious for Steve Harris.
I can see him being the competitive type.
Yeah. Sebastian Bach, who just kicked off a tour celebrating the 30th anniversary of Skid Row's self-titled album, says that drummer Rob Affuso will join him for a few shows on the trek. This is, I guess, a former member of Skid Row who drummed on that particular album.
Yeah.
Although the interesting part about this was when I saw like one music website who posted about this, they said, "Oh, Sebastian Bach's playing with a former member or reunited with a member of Skid Row." And they had a picture of Snake Sabo there next to him, who's the guitarist, which those two have been fighting forever about a reunion. It was clickbait. It sucked. All right. Eyehategod guitarist Jimmy Bower will sit out the band's upcoming tour in order to undergo surgery on his right arm. Replacing him on the trek will be Eyehategod's former guitarist Brian Patton.
Well,
The Dead Daisies, which is the hard rock, quote, collective founded by Australian musician and businessman Dave Lowie, whatever, has announced that Glenn Hughes of Deep Purple and Black Country Communion fame has joined the group as their new bassist and vocalist, replacing John Corabi, formerly of Motley Crue, and Mark Mendoza of Thin Lizzy.
I think that Glenn Hughes is kind of like I can sing that.
Yeah, he is. The voice of rock and roll kind of guy. Yeah,
it just kind of appears here and there and everywhere.
And fortunately, they went from two guys to one guy. You can do it all.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I love John Corabi, and the last album was before their cover album. The last studio album was quite awesome.
We can only imagine how it's going to sound with Glenn Hughes on it.
Yeah, that's true.
They mentioned that he sung for a Black Sabbath album.
You did. Seventh Star.
Did we cover that album?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It seems like so long ago, I guess now. Okay, anyway.
You said it was the one that sounds like Deep Purple.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was your...
That would explain why, because it was fucking Deep Purple singing it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was
okay, I'm getting there now.
Line.
I'm getting there now. All right. Former Machine Head and current El Nino guitarist, Luster, will play guitar for Nonpoint on the band's upcoming U.S. tour, which kicks off on September 18th in Lubbock, Texas. The month-long trek will end on October 13th in Joliet, Illinois. Nonpoint said in a statement, "We'd like to thank our friend Luster for joining us on this next run. Your skills are insane, and we look forward to introducing you to our family and the Nonpoint Nation, and appreciate your help on this next run." While he continues to be a member of El Nino, which is embroiled in a legal battle with drummer Dave Shivari over the rights to the band's name. And, of course, last month we reported that guitarist B.C. Kochmit announced his departure from Nonpoint in order to focus on his family life.
Yeah. I'd like to see Nonpoint.
I always liked them.
Yeah.
I always liked them. They had a certain flair about them that I really, really liked.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Denner says he wasn't approached to take part in Mercyful Fate's upcoming reunion tour.
That answers our question from last time.
Right. Denner, who was a member of Mercyful Fate's classic lineup, addressed his exclusion from the band's reunion in a recent statement to Denmark's Metallized. He said, translated from Danish, "I was not asked to join and was told only 2 days before it was public news. I think it's a pity for the fans of the original Mercyful Fate, especially since I'm in the shape of my life right now. But now it's just a matter of putting it behind me and look forward to the release of the upcoming Denner's Inferno album in Amber." I think he mentioned in a different interview prior to this that that he was asked about a reunion, that he was under the impression that King Diamond wanted to put together the lineup from the last two Mercyful Fate records, and he just seemed to feel that he just wanted to work with the Swedish guys instead of the Danish guys. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But next up, Jimmy Page, the Anthology, is now available for pre-order from JimmyPageAnthology.com. A companion piece to Jimmy Page by Jimmy Page. The new signed limited edition documents Page's musical career through selected material from his rich personal archives. Jimmy Page, the Anthology, is narrated entirely in Page's own words and includes contextual photography spanning 6 decades. Hundreds of items from Jimmy Page's private collection have been personally selected for inclusion, from iconic guitars and stage costumes to rare posters and vinyl pressings, and from correspondence and diary entries to unseen photographs. Every piece has been photographed and brought to life with exclusive new text provided by Jimmy Page, placing it within the story of his phenomenal career. The 384-page book sells for around $480 and ships in December from Genesis Publications. The book is limited to 2,500 copies personally signed by Page, produced by Italian matte art, 150 blah blah blah, bound with quarter-bound in black leather and gold leaf blocking and gilt page edging and packaged in a box, felt-lined slipcase, blah 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 blah. But this box is inspired by the case of Jimmy Page's first electric guitar, his 1958 Resonant Futurama.
You guess you got to be a super fan for that one.
Yeah, that's breaking the bank.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds cool.
I mean, it sounds super cool. When's the paperback come out?
Yeah, when's the audiobook version?
Where's the audiobook of the visual? And that's one hefty coffee table book,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'll get it from the library.
All right, last bit of general news here. We got, due to, quote, unforeseen scheduling issues, the KISS tour concert, scheduled for September 20th at Staples Center in Los Angeles, has been postponed. The new date for this event will be March 4th, 2020. Tickets for the original show will be valid for the new date. KISS's original Staples concert was supposed to serve as the finale of the second American leg of the band's ongoing end-of-the-road world tour. On forever.
I don't associate the words kiss and finale.
Because we saw the finale.
Yeah, we saw the finale 19 years ago.
19 years ago. I think they're just going for that even 20 now.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, Metallica, breaking shit.
This could have been put in The Good That Men Do, but I put it in Metallica breaking shit, but this is because this is Metallica breaking the bank. Metallica has donated more than 1.5 million euros.
Sorry, phone call.
Which is approximately $1.65 million to various local charities during the band's just completed summer 2019 European leg of the World Wired Tour. The donations were made over the course of 25 shows through the band's nonprofit foundation, All Within My Hands, which was established in 2017 as a means to invest in the people and places that have supported the band. Metallica's final summer 2019 contribution came on August 25th in the form of a 63,000 euro check to Free Zone Mannheim, an organization offering low-threshold youth welfare services in Mannheim to children, adolescents, and young adults living entirely or partially on the streets.
All right.
Breaking the bank.
As always. All right, let's go on to feuding.
Feuding, all right. And the only reason that this one is in here, because this is not a metal band, is I just wanted to make sure that I had a chance to say feuding.
Ah, you son of a whore.
That's know that's your mom too, right?
Ah, shut up.
According to Dying Scene, the Offspring bassist Greg K. Creasel, who hasn't performed with the band for several months, has filed a federal lawsuit against two of his bandmates, vocalist guitarist Brian Dexter Holland and guitarist Kevin Noodles Wasserman, alleging trademark infringement and breach of partnership agreement over the rights to the Offspring name. In his lawsuit, he claims that Holland and Wasserman, quote, devised a scheme and entered into a conspiracy with each other last October to, quote, seize the business opportunities, and assets of their 32-year-old partnership agreement in disregard for and in derogation of the rights, privileges, and authority of Creasel as an equal general partner. Again, he blah, 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 and without fair conversation and denied Creasel's continued status as a general partner of the partnership. Goes on to say that he was informed by Holland and Wasserman last November that he was, quote, no longer entitled to participate in any activities of the band, including but not limited to studio recordings and concert tours. Those two, in response, have filed a cross-complaint denying basically everything Creasel has alleged and asking the court to appoint 3 disinterested appraisers to appraise the fair value of Creasel's shares of the Offspring.
Is this going to be another, like, split name thing?
I sure as hell hope not.
Yeah, I can't take this anymore.
Because the only thing about that would be is that, like, why would they even split it? Because, like, the fact of the matter is that, like, I didn't even know there were other members of the band except for Noodles and fucking Dexter.
Yeah. In
all honesty. Dexter's the voice, Noodles the guitarist. I mean, they're just a distinctive part of that band.
Yeah.
So, and it would make no sense to do that at all.
But it never made sense in general for other bands, and they keep doing it.
Yeah, it happens. I know. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Merchandising.
Yeah, we're going to skip over Eyehategod. We don't have Eyehategod. We got merchandising. UK's Z Productions, which we've talked about a lot recently, will release 4 classic Queen album covers as 500-piece jigsaw puzzles next month. News of the World, A Night at the Opera, A Day at the Races, and Queen 2 will be made available on October 18th.
I want a puzzle of the Fat Bottom Girls single cover.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
That's what I want, so I can put it on my wall.
Yeah, you do. All right. Incendium has announced the first wave of Iron Maiden FigBiz action figures. The band's immortal mascot, Eddie, enters the fray with 4 iconic iterations reimagined as brand new officially licensed 5-inch action figures with 10 points of articulation and multiple accessories. Wave 1 features The Trooper, a 2 minutes to midnight inspired Doomsday Eddie, Killer's Eddie, and a Somewhere in Time inspired Cyborg Eddie. Each figure is fully painted with decals and comes packaged in a blister-on card with original illustrations. FigBiz officially licensed action figures are the perfect addition to any collection, inspired by the ultimate era of Saturday morning cartoons ages 15 and up. I don't know if you've seen pictures of these things, but they're pretty cool. There you go.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that place Sam's CDs, where I picked up that vinyl for you, they sell these.
Yeah.
They have the one from Slayer. From Show No Mercy. They have King Diamond one.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Cool.
Pretty damn cool. That's awesome.
I was going to say, they do look pretty retro.
Yes, they do.
It's just funny that it says ages 15 and up, and it's like, you know that nobody under 40 is buying these.
Right? That's so fucking true. Oh my god, they're never going to be opened. It's going to sit there. All right, are we ready for some recording news?
Yes.
Skindred have announced that they will play a special one-off show at London's Roundhouse on Saturday, November 21st, 2020, to be recorded as the band's first live album.
Right on.
Municipal Waste will release a new EP, The Last Rager, on October 11th via Nuclear Blast.
They're a band that I need to get more into.
I think I have one of their records, and it was a latter day one, probably within the last 5 years. Very good. That's what I want to say anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Hashtag copy and paste. Originally released in May of 1998, Cradle of Filth's heavy metal classic Cruelty and the Beast is regarded as one of the milestones in the gothic black metal genre. Now, 21 years later, this lustfully dark masterpiece has been wickedly remixed and remastered by Grindstone Studios' Scott Atkins and will be reissued on November 1st through legendary UK label Music for Nations.
You know, I've only ever owned one Cradle of Filth album, and that was it. And I don't know what I did with it.
Well, it is a milestone in the gothic black metal genre.
Yeah.
All right, Sun will release Pyroclast on October 25th via Southern Lord Recordings. A little bit of background here, because they did just release Life Metal earlier this year. But Pyroclast is the result of a daily practice, which was regularly performed each morning or evening during the 2-week Life Metal sessions at Electric Audio during July 2018, when all of the day's musical participants would gather and work through a 12-minute improvised modal drone at the start or end of the day's work. The piece performed was timed with a stopwatch and tracked on 2-inch tape. It was an exercise and a chance to dig into a deep opening or closing of the day's session in a deep musical way with all of the participants. To connect, reconnect, liberate the creative mind a bit, and greet each other and the space through the practice of sound immersion.
Just everyone opens up with one note, and that's it.
Pretty much.
And then
Pretty
just a
much.
whole shit ton of sustain.
Yeah, yep, and reverb, and fucking delay, and yeah. So it'll be interesting to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a very interesting group, to say the least. All right, Behemoth will release a limited edition 4-song EP titled O Pentagram Ignis. It will be available for purchase at venues on the band's Ecclesia Diabolica Baltica tour. Man, they're great. The 10-inch vinyl will be made available on clear and white vinyl, with each pressing limited to just 333 copies. If you're good at math, that's equals 666. And each copy signed by the members of Behemoth. Former Megadeth guitarist Chris Boland has signed to Dave Ellefson's relaunched Combat Records label. Combat will release a deluxe reissue of Chris Boland's 1990 solo debut, Return to Metropolis, in November.
Metalopolis.
Yes, I'm sorry. Metalopolis. Originally released on Enigma Records in 1990, Metalopolis was Poland's return to the stage after his 1987 departure from Megadeth. Regarded by many as an unsung shred masterpiece, Metalopolis showcases Poland's signature jazz-infused thrash rock style in a collection of timeless instrumental compositions.
That'd be interesting to hear.
It would most certainly be interesting to hear. Leprous will release its 6th and most ambitious studio album, Pitfalls, on Mediabook CD. On October 25th worldwide via Inside Out Music. Pitfalls will be available as a limited media CD with 2 bonus tracks as a standard jewel case CD and as gatefold 2 LP on 180-gram vinyl, on black vinyl, and various limited color editions, with the album on CD as bonus and an etching on the D side. Motley Crue will celebrate the 30th anniversary of Dr. Feelgood by reissuing the album on November 29th. The anniversary edition will feature the original album along with studio demos. The deluxe edition will include the album on Coke Bottle Green vinyl, CD, 3 7-inch picture discs, a doctor's bag, a prescription notepad, a deck of playing cards, a pair of drumstick pens, pin badges, and guitar picks.
That sounds like fun.
It is very cool, and I believe they left out in the description here, but I saw in the picture a beer cozy in the shape of a straight jacket.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah. Sodom will release a new EP, Out of the Frontline Trench, on November 22nd via SPV Steam Hammer. The effort contains 3 brand new tracks as well as new recordings, studio and live, of 2 Sodom classics.
Right on.
And this is definitely a hashtag copy and paste. Without question, Rob Halford is one of the heavy metal's all-time great vocalists, as heard through his highly influential and groundbreaking work with Judas Priest. But over his career, he has also proven able to master a variety of other styles vocally, including holiday-themed music. And in time for this holiday season, Halford will be releasing an all-new album titled Celestial on October 18th via Legacy Records. A day later, he will be signing CDs and LP purchases of the album at FYE Arizona Mills at 2 p.m. in Tempe, Arizona. Details to follow closer to the event, of course. Credit to Rob Halford. With family and friends, the album mixes holiday classics with all new compositions and will appeal to lovers of traditional holiday music and headbangers alike.
I feel like he already did that. Like, he did winter songs.
I was going to say, I think this is a second one, or another one. It's always interesting to hear people like that do Christmas albums, or like things well outside of their normal wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when Scott Weiland released a Christmas record, and the one song I heard actually was pretty damn good.
Really?
Yeah. So this would be interesting to hear.
All right, so The Good That Men Do.
The Good That Men Do. We've talked about this gentleman before. Yashiki, leader of X-Japan, has announced his support of Earth Alliance and its Amazon Forest Fund. He has donated $100,000 to Earth Alliance and its Amazon Forest Fund in support of local efforts on the ground that are working to support the indigenous and local communities that are protecting the land and biodiversity. After hearing about the increasing fires throughout the Amazon region, Yashiki discovered the newly launched Earth Alliance and reached out to make the donation through his 501 nonprofit organization, Yashiki Foundation America.
Right on.
Yes, sir. All right. Crowdfunding. Just refreshing here.
You have a crowdfunder?
Just the last update, probably, of Funeral for a Friend doing the fundraiser for their fan. They're doing a special one-off show. They had a goal of £5,000. They have reached 555 pounds, which is 111% of their goal.
Right on.
111%. And we just got notification from Pat, the OG Shred Shack guy, that Matt Barlow joined Demons and Wizards on stage last night at their show. Bad ass.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah. Where were they last night?
Probably in New York. I don't know. Oh no, he just posted a YouTube video of it, and I saw a picture of it last night as well. Super, super cool.
Yeah, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, PlayStation Theater. So.
Which I believe is closing.
Or changing names again.
Whatever.
Whichever.
All right. Things I want. What do you want?
I didn't have anything for this week.
Neither did I, unfortunately.
So, let's go on to touring news.
Yeah, we had no festival news whatsoever. But here we go. Lamb of God and Creator will bring a state of unrest across the European continent in March and April. Support on the track will come from Power Trip.
That would be a great show to see.
Fucking A, you would. Fucking A. I haven't seen Lamb of God in a long fucking time, and man.
I want to see Creator.
Man. Alice in Chains vocalist guitarist William Duvall will embark on a solo tour. In October. He'll be promoting his new debut solo album, One Alone, which will be released on October 4th via DVL Recordings.
Right on.
Tool has announced a 6-week North American tour, launching the trek on October 13th at the Aftershock Festival. There is a San Antonio date, October 25th at AT&T Center, which is a fucking Friday. Totally getting tickets to that.
Right on.
Totally getting tickets to that.
Yeah.
I think they go on sale like now, like this second.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't on sale when I tried to check. So, but yeah, we decided to pass on that. But you're gonna go to that.
Yep, I will go to that, and I will have I saw a show for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
This November and December, Cattle Decapitation will headline the North American Genocidal Tendencies tour, featuring support from Atheist, Full of Hell, Primitive Man, Arthur and Punisher, and Vitriol. The acceptance trek will kick off just before the release of Cattle Decapitation's long-awaited 9th studio album, Death Atlas, due out November 29th via Metal Blade Records. Additionally, the band will headline the official Decibel Magazine Metal and Beer Fest Los Angeles pre-party, which takes place on December 12th at the Regent in Los Angeles, California. Atheist, Primitive Man, Arthur and Punisher, and Vitriol are once again joining the bill as support. Excuse me. At the Gates recently wrapped up a successful run of international summer festival appearance and are set to continue the promotional campaign for their current album, To Drink from the Night Itself, with a tour across North America in an all-Swedish package together with Amrphis, label mates Arch Enemy and Grand Magus, before heading out on European roads again, this time in the headlining role with Niflheim, and label mates Deserted Fear supporting.
I would go see that show.
Which one?
At the Gates, Amrphis, the Arch Enemy.
That's the one that's happening here in October at the Aztec on a Sunday. We've talked about this show before.
Fucking Sundays.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I know.
Can't wait till I get off Sundays.
Yeah, well, looking at my schedule, I'm never going to be off. They're already talking about double shifting, like in October.
Yeah.
Morbid Angel will blaze U.S. stages with this fall on a month-long headlining tour. The 2019 USA Sickness Tour begins November 21st in Houston, Texas, and runs through December 21st in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Support will be provided by Waytain and Incantation.
Right on.
Now, I didn't know how to classify this one. I put in one-offs because it's like a series of one-offs, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, Aerosmith has extended its Las Vegas residency with 15 more dates in early 2020 due to, quote, extraordinary demand. Damn, I can't speak. According to Live Nation, the band's Deuces Are Wild residency at Park Theater at Park MGM will return for more shows in January, February, May, and June next year, with tickets going on sale Friday, September 13th.
Speaking of overwhelming demand, and it goes into what we're going to talk about next, that super special edition of the Tool album,
yep,
they're making more of it.
I did see that, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, which I did not talk about, it is super cool. It is really cool.
It sounded cool.
It you know, look, it doesn't offer you anything special musically. It's just it's ambient sound. It's more about the artwork and the short film itself, which is definitely inspired by. It's definitely done by Alex Gray, their longtime artist. And if you know Alex Gray's art, you know what I'm talking about. It is just super cool. I enjoyed it a lot. And the cool thing about it also came with a download card to download the album, which has all the 7 tracks that are on it, plus like at least 3 more. That did not make the cut on the CD itself. So I'll be looking into that soon, just to see what those other songs are like. And plus, I saw my girlfriend had it lined up in order on her Spotify, I guess it was, and the other tracks were kind of interspersed between the tracks on the album. So I wonder if you listen to it all the way straight through, if it's a different experience or not.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Yep. If it's a different flow. All right, but are you ready for some heavy metal in the charts?
Yes.
All right, well, noteworthy points first. Tool's long-awaited new album is expected to shift between 240,000 and 260,000 equivalent album units in its first week of release. Of that sum, between 220,000 and 240,000 are projected to be in traditional album sales. Traditional album sales. That's physical fucking copies. That's like a staggering number by today's standards.
Yeah.
Fear Inoculant. Oh, and also this has nothing to do with being bundled with ticket sales like Slipknot and Metallica. This is just people going out and buying the record itself. Fear Inoculum has a very good chance of beating Taylor Swift's Lover for the number 1 spot on next week's Billboard Top 200 chart. Lover debuted last week with just over 885,000 equivalent album sales, of which 700,000 came from traditional sales. That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Huge number.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm wondering if it's really going to go down that much that it'll...
From the projections that I was reading in other articles, yes. Yes. So, I mean, because Tool's album is brand new, those numbers that they have are new numbers. You know, in subsequent weeks they will fall.
Yeah.
But they will more than likely take the top spot on the top 200 and the top 25 hard rock albums at least for a week.
Yeah.
All right. According to Billboard, Disturbed's No More has landed at position number 1 on Billboard's mainstream rock songs airplay chart. The song, which is the third single from the band's 2018 album Evolution, marks Disturbed's 7th straight number 1 on the chart. Each of Disturbed's last 7 singles has reached number 1 on mainstream rock songs, a feat unmatched by any artist. Disturbed has a total of 10 mainstream rock song number 1s. 3 Days Grace holds the record with 15 number 1s, followed by Shinedown at 14 and Van Halen with 13.
I just... Like, 3 Days Grace has 15 songs that made it to number 1 on the...
And I literally know one.
And I hate it.
And it's everything I hate about you, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's a shame, too, because I actually kind of like the vocalist, because he does a really good song with Apocalyptica.
Uh-huh.
I just wish he was in a band I cared about.
Gotcha. The same case with Shinedown, actually, for me.
Yeah?
Like I know, I think I've heard like 1 or 2 songs, and it's like, yeah, I'll pass. So.
All right, you ready for the top 200?
Yeah.
All right, so of course, we just mentioned her. Taylor Swift is at number 1 spot with her newest album, Lover. The number 2 spot belongs to Young Thug, So Much Fun. Number 3 is a new album by Brockhampton. The album's called Ginger. Number 4 is Lizzo, 'Cause I Love You. Number 5 is a new album by Jeezy, TM104, The Legend of the Snowman. Now, numbers 2 through 5. Who the fuck are these people?
Legend of the Snowman.
Legend of the Snowman.
Unless we're talking about Snow the Informer.
What? Here's one disappointing thing is that Chris Brown is still in the fucking top 10. Top fucking 10.
Fuck off.
Douche fucking bag. Fucker. Alright. Queen's Greatest Hits is at number 17 still, which is just same spot as last week. Same spot as last week. Alright, there's a hard rock band called Knocked Loose. I'm not familiar with them at all, but they have a new album out called A Different Shade of Blue. So there's that. Right. Diamonds by Elton John is at number 34, coming up from number 30. Slipknot, We Are Not Your Kind, fell from the 1 spot to the 35 spot. But still in the top 50. Pretty awesome for the top 50.
That's no surprise. They're a big band.
Yeah, and plus, again, they also have that ticket bundle going on. You buy tickets to their shows, you get the album.
Right on.
Okay.
You're scrolling too much.
Yeah, I know.
Me.
I'm also trying to read at the same time. Tom Petty, The Heartbreakers, Greatest Hits, 86. Beatles, 1. 87. Billy Joel, The Essential Billy Joel, 88.
We're already in the 80s.
This is getting... Yeah. Abbey Road, The Beatles, 97. Oh, shit. Still in the top 100. Killswitch Engage, Atonement, number 98.
Nice.
Yes. Right below them is Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Yeah. AC/DC, Back in Black, 107. Guns N' Roses' Greatest Hits, 111. Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack, 113.
That's finally dropping.
Yeah, it's finally dropping. Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Queen Greatest Hits is still up there, but
Yeah. All the Greatest Hits by Linsker is 124. Bob Seger is 123. Michael Jackson, the essential Michael Jackson, is at 126. Eagles Greatest Hits 128.
fucking hate the Eagles, man.
Get out my fucking cab. Get out my fucking cab. Red Hot Chili Peppers Greatest Hits is at 134. Scrolling. A re-entry in the top 200 is Led Zeppelin's Mothership at 158.
Well, that usually appears in the hard rock charts.
Pretty low on the hard rock charts.
Yeah.
That doesn't get shown up on the top 200.
Yeah.
A Decade of Destruction by Five Finger Death Punch is at 163.
Got to 6.
Nirvana's Nevermind is at 166.
You know, the other day, as you're scrolling on it,
Yep, go ahead.
the other day I was, there was nothing on the radio, so I turned it off. I turned it back on just to see if anything had changed, and it was Smells Like Teen Spirit on one station, commercials on the other, and then Guns N' Roses.
Nothing's changed.
I was like, okay, nothing's changed.
Let's do the time warp again. Anyway, Michael Jackson's Thriller's at 185. Bon Jovi's Greatest Hits is at 194. Tool's Anima, 198. And that is anything remotely interesting to us.
Wow. That
All right.
sucked.
Yeah, that hurt. All right, you ready for the top 25 hard rock albums?
Yes, I am.
Number 25, Linkin Park, Meteora. Number 24, All the Right Reasons, Nickelback.
That's finally about to drop off.
Yep. Number 23 is Experience Hendrix, The Best of Jimi Hendrix by Jimi Hendrix.
Featuring Jimi Hendrix.
Produced and probably, starring Jimi Hendrix. Anyway, number 22 is 10,000 Days by Tool. 21 is Victorious Skillet. Number 20 is a re-entry, The Story So Far, The Best of Def Leppard by Def Leppard. Re-entry. Number 19 is Black Album, Metallica. Number 18 is Three Doors Down, Greatest Hits. 17 is Hybrid Theory, Linkin Park. Number 16, Greatest Hits, Foo Fighters. Number 15, Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Number 14, Lateralis by Tool. Number 13 is the Greatest Hits by Motley Crue. Number 12, the Greatest Hits 1, 2, and 3, the Platinum Collection by Queen. Number 12. Number 11, Anima by Tool. Excuse me. Number 10, Greatest Hits, The Ultimate Collection, Bon Jovi. Number 9, A Decade of Destruction, Five Finger Death Punch. Number 8, Mothership, Led Zeppelin. Number 7, Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack, Queen. Number 6, Greatest Hits of Guns N' Roses. Number 5, Back in Black, AC/DC. Number 4, Killswitch Engage, Atonement. Number 3, We Are Not Your Kind, Slipknot. Number 2, A Different Shade of Blue by that band Knocked Loose. And number 1, of course, is the Greatest Hits of Queen. Because ain't nobody shutting them down.
Yeah.
You can't stop them now. You just can't. They're having such a good time.
Oh.
They're having a ball.
Oh, just...
Move this man!
Oh.
Just so you know, you can appreciate your nephews. Because one of their favorite songs to listen to now is Don't Stop Me Now, followed by Bohemian Rhapsody.
I can appreciate that, but I just don't appreciate you right now.
Yeah, I make no apologies.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Full on brutality.
You are the worst.
I know. And you love it, no matter what you say.
All right. So I think we're going to save our discussion for next time because I have to get ready for business. Business. I think we'll call it there.
Short and sweet today.
Yep. So until next time, I'm Dan Mack.
And this is Chris Mack.
And we are The Slime.